Hello. So this is first going to be a random update. I got lapel microphone, so I wouldn't have to wear these, hopefully. Um, I haven't been able to try them yet because I've already lost them. So, if you see a box about yay big and it's white and has a picture of a lapel microphone on it, it's mine. I don't know where I put it. I checked the mail at noon, so I've had it in my possession, not in my possession, for 10 hours, and it's already lost. Secondly, I feel so much better today for two reasons. Um, the stress that I was having about the Renaissance Festival ordeal of selling brooms is over. I have a few left over, quite a bit of little ones I made that I don't know what to do with. Some of them are just too pretty to throw away. So I guess, I don't know, maybe I'll use them until they wear out and move on to the next one until they're gone. Maybe I'll put them on Etsy or Swap Shop. I don't know. I was hoping to do it before Halloween, because the brooms that I have left, the big brooms, the very few, there are reasons they didn't sell. I didn't take some specifically because they were loose. And I'm already talking longer about this than I meant to. So there's that stress. If I could ask somebody to put them in the burn barrel for me and set them on fire without me seeing it happen, I'd be a happier person. There are things that I don't want people to comment on, but I'm going to say that some stress that I've been having is related to the election. And I really wasn't going to put that out there, but I don't want anyone to comment about it. I'm just expressing some stressor that I've been having. I was sick. I got like a little cold from the Renaissance Festival. I tested negative for COVID, and I had my flu shot. So, it could have been flu, and I just didn't get it too seriously because of the vaccine. Either way, it's gone now. What I am left from the Renaissance Festival is something is wrong with my neck. I already knew I had some kind of arthritis, osteoarthritis going on there because of the gritty, sandy sound when I would move my head. And my posture is just abysmal when I'm like sitting at the computer and stuff. It's like genetic. My mom has the exact same thing. We sit the exact same way, and it start out okay, and then you end up like this. And but anyway, after all of that heavy lifting and looking up and looking down and bending over and twisting and all of that, I came home with first an immense amount of muscle pain, strain, along my shoulders and down my upper back and my neck. After a few days of a heating pad and rest, that has subsided quite a bit. But I'm going to the doctor tomorrow, and I'll probably end up having an x-ray because I can't quite turn my head all the way this way. I can go like this, but I can only go like that. And there's like this sensation of pressure, like back there from the base of my skull to the start of my back. And when I turn my head in one direction, I hear clicking and popping. And I don't just hear it, I can feel it. It's quite unnerving. And I'm having some numbness and tingling along my arm down here into my fingers. So something's not right there. I'm just hoping it's arthritis, and I don't have like a pinched nerve or bulging disc or something like that. I have a hard time sitting for very long without neck support. I get like this burning sensation down the back. So, thank goodness I'm not doing that again. But, I train dogs, and some of these dogs are big, and some of these dogs are wild, and on a leash I'm being pulled and stuff. So that doesn't help. Because I also have arthritis in my right hand, and it hurts to hold leashes. So who knows how long I'll be able to do dog training. But now that the pressure of the Renaissance Festival is over, I'm okay with training. I would rather take some time off to train my own dog. So I'm thinking only specific cases will I be accepting, like dogs that are showing aggression, severe fear, under socialized, and puppies. And why puppies? Because if you train puppies, they become well behaved dogs. And I have this new client that they have this giant breed puppy, and they're like in a hurry to get him started. Okay. So here is hospitalization story number. Am I on 4? 3? I don't remember which. Sorry. But I'll have the right thing in the title, the right number. So, there was, let's see. I had this there at one point after these horrible small town, well, in medium-sized town, horrible psychiatrists that really seemed like they didn't know what they were doing. I started seeing a psychiatrist that did. And it was a family of psychiatrists. They had a group, and they had a neurologist there too, who was married to one of the two psychiatrists who were brother and sister. And they were not just like sitting around physicians. They published articles in magazines, medical magazines. They did research. They were involved in research regarding psychiatry. Um, and the most important aspect, and I really emphasize this for people who are looking for a good psychiatrist, is that they knew their pharmacology. They were up to date on the most current pharmacology happening, so that I wasn't just getting another pill every time I showed up for an appointment. It was, it was appropriate, trying different things, weaning off of things, and they knew what they were doing. They would not cater to what you, I say cater to what you wanted, as in it patients that were looking for certain medications, more medications. They did what they treated them as appropriately, and not how the patient thought they should be. Meaning that some patients were jonesing for, oh, I need something for sleep, I need something for sleep. They did not pass out sleeping pills unless you were inpatient, like Ambien and stuff like that. Because as they explained it to me, that's not really sleep. It's not going to help you. You need natural, real sleep. And the medication that you're on will get you there. Like Seroquel is mine. Because I know one time I was like calling and begging. And I'm actually glad that they were that up front and didn't cave, I heard conversations in the hallway of people jonesing for something, and it just wasn't going to happen with them. So I respected their knowledge and ability, and they were still compassionate and understanding, but they were real. And they would take care of patients. They would accept patients beyond what they really had time for. What I mean is, they wouldn't say no to somebody in need. Therefore, what was a pain in the butt was going to the appointments. You would be waiting for some time, a long time. They insisted on they saw their inpatients. If it was their patient, they saw them inpatient instead of just inpatient psychiatrist. And so they might have to run up to the hospital to take care of something and run back. And so when you had an appointment, you pretty much had to count the whole day being gone, because the drive was part of it. But she was definitely what I would call a good psychiatrist. I really liked her. But there wasn't a good psychiatric hospital anywhere near. When I had to go inpatient, their only option at the time was St. Anthony's. St. Anthony's, just like the other hospitals, it was a hospital with a unit or two for psychiatric patients. And it was a shithole. It was falling apart. The staff had no knowledge of what they were doing. All we got were like handouts, paper, busy work, and there's your information, there's your teaching. There wasn't like groups, and they basically babysat, gave you medication. I spent in the patients, I smoked when I was inpatient just because I was so bored. We had free access to the smoking room, and cigarettes. So most patients spent most of the time in the smoking room. And it was disgusting. It was this little room, just smoke. Blech. It smelled disgusting. I could tell I just smelled like a bad cigarette. It was just gross. But there was nothing to do. They did nothing to take up any of our time. They just waited for your antipsychotic to make you no longer psychotic, and you were discharged. The nurses were not psychiatric nurses. There wasn't any music therapy or art therapy or whatever. Or group. It was always chaos. There was always somebody acting out, throwing a chair, scaring the crap out of people. And it was a very unpleasant place to be. It felt claustrophobic. And yeah, I had to go in there maybe twice. I it was torture because there was nothing helping you get better except medication. I mean, they relied on medication to control the patients. And I didn't know it the first time, but I found out later. And I found out for sure later because I went. That group of psychiatrists built and formed their own private, like them and some other psychiatrists in the city but they were the ones that really did this because of the poor quality of care their patients were getting at the babysitting hospital. Their new hospital was the exact opposite. It was just amazing what they did. And I'm going to leave that because that's going to be my next story. Because it will be longer. Because there will be more to tell. More positive things to tell about that place. And so, and that last hospital was the last time. I'm pretty sure it was the last time I was even in the hospital. So anyway, so that's it. I'm still wondering where my curls went. My mom said that when your hair gets longer, the weight of your hair pulls the curls out. So maybe I need a haircut. But I want it to get long enough to just braid and go. So, anyway, that's it. I'm going to go to bed now. And I'll tell my last story later.